929. Are you testifying on Bill 11? Area code 808, last three digits 929, and press star 6 to unmute. Once again, last three digits 929. Please press star 6 to unmute. If you're just listening to proceedings, that's totally fine, and thank you for doing so. Okay, members, we don't have any other registered testifiers for Bill 11 online. Is there anyone else online who wishes to testify?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Who's this?
Yes.
May I, which?
929.
929, okay. Hi, thank you very much. May I have your name for the record, and are you testifying on Bill 11?
This is Renee.
Hi, Renee, are you testifying on Bill 11, the operating budget?
No, I'm not sure what is Bill 11.
Oh, the operating budget for
But
the... Okay, go ahead.
No, I wanted to talk about the raise increase, the 67%, which is, oh, excuse me, 64%.
Thank you, Renee. Currently, that is not in any of these budgets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you. We really appreciate you listening to our deliberations.
Well,
we have more.
When is this going to be called on?
I'm not certain. I do not have that for your information. But thank you very much for tuning in to our budget deliberations for operating budget. Okay, thank you. Okay, so next up, do we have anyone? We have Chun James, who's raising her hand. Miss James, for the operating budget.
Hey everybody, I'm sorry I'm having a lot of technical difficulties.
Can you put your camera on or no?
Can you? Okay. Can you hear me?
Perfect. We can see you and we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate all the work that is done. I know that every year, I think Natalie and I must have seen this process through 12 years and through many mayors. But again, I'm also very concerned that we need to change our paradigm shift. We need to somehow get back to the culture of prudence and of always seeing where we can cut and where we can spend less and how we can make more efficient use of the public treasury. I think that everybody, of course, is very concerned about protecting their own territory, and rightly so. But somebody's got to look through the whole long mile of expenses and really look through it and see what is expedient and what is not. And we may have money today, but we may not have money next year. So those are my thoughts. So exercise more prudent. It doesn't mean that we have to keep increasing taxes and fees to make a do. That city rise and fall, and we really need to be more effective and efficient and prudent.
Thank you, Ms. James. We really appreciate that. And thank you very much. Of course, we have kept the additional funding for the, and I quote, rainy day fund, as well as funding for other provisions. Thank you, Ms. James. We really appreciate your testimony. Okay, next up, we are taking testimony in person. We don't have any registered speakers for in person, but is there anyone in the chamber who wishes to testify? Okay. Okay, seeing none. Members, we are in discussion. Members, we are in discussion for the CD2, proposed amendments to the CD2. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none. Okay, Chair recommends Bill 11, 2023 CD1 be amended to a CD2 that incorporates the changes described during the discussion today and makes any technical and non-substantive amendments that may be necessary, and any changes to transfers between funds that are necessary to balance revenues and appropriations in each fund. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? All right, the bill has been amended to a CD2. The chair then recommends that Bill 11, 2023, CD2 be reported out for passage on third reading. Any discussion? Any objections? Hearing none, so ordered. Moving forward, is everyone good? Does anyone need a 5-minute break or anything like that? Okay, moving forward to agenda item number 6, we have Bill 12, 2023 CD1, which approves the executive capital budget and program for the fiscal year July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024. Members, for us, it's our capital budget, council communications 138. Also, members, we have 2 additional proposed amendments to Bill 12, 2023 CD1, submitted by myself as council communication 141, CC 141. You guys should have them. Dated May 12, hopefully have them, May 12, 2023, that have been passed out to you. The first adds $70,000 for the design work phase and general improvement bond fund monies for the Ocean Safety Stations project. Oh, wow, that was a mouthful. Ocean Safety Stations project. The description for the project is amended to add, and I quote, including additional archaeological, well, you guys knew I couldn't say that word, archaeological field monitoring required by the State of Hawaii State Historic Preservation Division. The second adds $200,000 for the planning work phase and $200,000 for the design work phase and general improvement bond monies for the Alawai Community Park Clubhouse project. I recommend approval of the inclusion of these 2 amendments into the proposed CD2 version of the bill. But with that, we will now move on. Do you guys want me to repeat the 2? You guys should have it, yeah? In Council Communications 141. Does anyone have any comments about this? Okay, go, Councilmember.
Fully support.
Okay, cool.
Fully support with regard to the Ocean Safety District base. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, awesome, thank you. And actually, I don't know, does that mean that SHPD has to, does it take longer when it goes to SHPD?
I'm not sure, is anybody here?
Oh, Director Millis? Oh, sorry, okay, Director Millis, I know you just came in. Okay, so first up, we have 70,000 that adds description for 70,000 and description for the project relating to Ocean Safety Stations projects, and it includes additional archaeological field monitoring required by the State of Hawaii State Historic Preservation Division. Do you happen to know the process for that, and does it make it any longer or what?
Potentially it could increase the time, but this money is necessary based on recent comments that we got back from SHPD. So we're having to kind of redo some work, and we're going to have to do monitoring as the work commences. So it could extend, you know, as the project is under construction, but not necessarily because all the work still needs to get done.
Okay, and Director Millis, do you know if since comments from SHPD has come through, does that need to happen for current or already established stations?
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand the question.
Does any archaeological field monitoring need to, requested by SHPD, need to occur for any ocean safety stations that are currently stood up?
Thank you for clarifying, sorry. Yeah, no, this is specific to the project that we have, right, the work that we need to get done.
And
Okay, hold on. Council Vice Chair Kia Aina.
it's specifically for the base yard in Kailua, not the lifeguard station.
Oh, okay.
This is a major base yard, the first ever, that will be helping the whole region.
Okay, thank you. Thank you both for your clarification. Members, any questions on this? Okay, any questions on the $200,000 for the planning work phase and $200,000 for the design work phase in general improvement bond fund monies for the Alawai Community Park Clubhouse project? Any questions? Nope, okay. So I recommend approval of the inclusion of these 2 amendments into the proposed CD2 version of this bill. Okay, moving forward. Okay, sorry, where am I? There's a lot of things. Okay, executive capital budget. Chair, we're on page 1. Chair recommends the approval of the amendments on page 1. This includes the Civic Center reconstruction, as well as Kakako land acquisition. And this is for, Councilmember Dos Santos Tam, do you want to discuss the Kakako land acquisition?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the addition and the provision here in Bill 12. You know, we, again, find ourselves in a housing crisis, and we have the opportunity to acquire, thanks to a willing landowner, these properties in Kaka'ako. We currently do have a city affordable housing project adjacent to it, and so there's a lot of synergy here. And I think it would be a really positive thing if we could acquire this.
Okay, thank you. So does this mean, Councilmember Dos Santos Tam, that this is already like happening and this CIP is needed to execute it?
Yes, I actually had the opportunity to do a site visit last Friday, and there's a lot of opportunity here. There's been a lot of remarks about how Kaka'ako is, you know, a lot of luxury stuff, and we have the opportunity to have some housing that's within reach, especially for our working class folks.
Okay, thank you. All right, members, any questions on page 1? Chair recommends their acceptance. Councilmember Say.
No, Madam Chair, just one question. Will the 5.5 million impact our Civic Center parking structure for construction or plans and design?
Okay, I think Director Millis, I know that the land acquisition may or may not be related. I mean, I don't know if they're from different funds. If you would like to come up and talk about this, not funds, but projects.
Director, my question was primarily the 5.5 million reduction for this Civic Center that I think we all agree should be done, parking structure. Will it set you back?
The 5.5, reduction in $5.5 million to the Civic Center parking structure reconstruction.
Okay. So thank you for the question. This is a priority for us to get work underway for the Civic Center parking structure. We have kind of ran into a slight issue with the amount of archaeological inventory survey that we need to get done and potentially monitoring for the project. So we are pushing that project out. We do need the funding that is going to remain, but we will come back the following year for fiscal year 25 for the remainder of the money, if that's okay.
Okay, no, it's fine with me. It's just that I wanted you to meet your deadline so that Maverick can attend the preschool. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That's so nice. Okay, so, sorry, Director Millis, can you come back? I apologize. So you are okay with accepting the reduction of 5.5 million?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, members, once again, discussion on page 1. We are accepting, well, just look at the worksheet. Okay, moving forward. Okay, Councilmember Say.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Sorry to be a sore thumb in your side, but the next question I had, should it be under DLM?
It should be under DLM.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Question was, Director, should this particular line item budget, CIP budget, should be reflected under the Department of Land Management? Because land management does the acquisition, or it's just going to be transferred from your department to DLM?
That's correct. We would always see the money to DLM if it's with us.
Okay, understood. Thank you very much. Thank you, Director. Okay, all right, we've accepted page 1. Now moving on to page 2, which has police, as well as transportation services. So we're just on page 2, okay? Page 2. Chair recommends to accept the amendments on page 2. And as you can see there, it increases 135,000 for one speed trailer for each council district. Comments? Okay?
Madam Chair, can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
As a pilot project for District 5 first?
Okay, maybe you can talk to HPD admin, try get that yourself. Okay, thank you. I really need one. I share it with Tyler. I gotta fight Tyler, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna lose in that. Okay, all right. What's up? Sorry. All right. Any other comments and questions on page 2?
Chair,
Oh, Councilmember Jewel, sorry.
thank you. First off, you can do it. You can take Tyler. Secondly, in the police stations, buildings, we had talked to HPD about possible funding for the upgrade or just at least furnishing one of the areas of the Waianae police station. So in this specific proviso, it just says that it should be a speed trailer for any council district. In the event that we don't need that for, the council district, what are our options? I'm not going to speak for D8, but I mean, honestly, I don't think that's something we need, but we still need, again, the furnishings, I didn't specifically go line by line with them on like how much does it cost to furnish one detective office in here, but would that be applicable?
That's a good question. I don't know if anyone from HPD is here because I know their acquisitions and their own facility maintenance is done kind of separately than how we do it.
Because I don't know if it would be under maybe a maintenance because it's there already. We're not building anything. They have a lot of the supplies already.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question. I'm not entirely sure because once we incorporate it just for the trailers, it will just be used just for the trailers. That's why. One moment. Okay. Okay. So you're by the way, I know we're not at that page yet, but
Oh, is it later?
it's not later because we never took them out. It's still in the original budget.
I see. Got it. We're just doing the amendments. It's still in there. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yes.
No, got it. You got great staff. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you to the staff. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Page 2, guys. Page 2. Okay. Moving forward. Page 3. Okay. Chair recommends to accept the amendments on page 3. However, I would like to amend the following. For traffic engineering at various locations, I would like to, I don't see DTS here. I'm sure that there's something happening, but they have discussed with me for technical reasons the following language changes. So first up, for the first one at traffic engineering at various locations, the new language will be accept language change and amend description to read plan, design, construct, and inspect and provide related equipment for traffic engineering devices at various locations, including, and to remove all of the two solar powered, for striking the two solar powered radar, speed signs, etc., all the way to Alapai, and then continuing with installation of traffic calming measures and until the end of that proviso. And we are okay, all right. And then I would like to accept on the bottom, we have traffic signals at various locations. You'll see that my movement was to accept and move to project 2010030. I'm going to strike that recommendation and leave it at the original request by Councilmember Dos Santos Tam, which reads design, construct, inspect, and provide related equipment for sustainable and resilient traffic signal improvements, including two solar-powered radar speed signs in Council District 6 6, one of which must be at the intersection of Prospect Street, Iolani Ave, and Yalapai Street. And once again, I just want to reiterate, I am not adding those streets into my recommendation for 2010030 and not accepting my move of traffic signals at various locations. So I hope that makes sense. I'm accepting the original request for 1999312 and removing the said language in 2010030. Okay? All right, any comments? Okay, Chair accepts this. Okay, page 4, Chair recommends the acceptance of the amendments on page 4. Any questions? This includes flooding control improvements at various locations and rock slide potential inspections and mitigative improvements. These are just language changes, no money, language changes. Comments, questions? Good to go. Okay, says Committee Vice Chair. Okay, next up, page 5. Chair recommends to accept the amendments on page 5. We have complete streets, Kalihi, Farrington Highway improvements, Pa'akea Road, pedestrian crossing beacons. Any comments, questions? I would also like to state that for Pa'akea Road, we're going to have the description to read, acquire land, plan, and design improvements for Pa'akea Road. As equipment if we include equipment, we're gonna have to do something else. So I just forgot what it's called. We have to put that into, I think, operating, but I think with the construct, it will include equipment, right? So, okay.
Yes. Quick, I guess, statement since DDC director is here. You know, I do believe this is under design and construction now, and you were not a part of the previous meetings that we had. So just as an FYI, DTS, DFM, the mayor's office, as well as DOT are all part of this. So DOT is fixing portions of the road, and they're also thinking about acquiring that portion that they're fixing. So appreciating this, and we'll keep you updated on how this goes. But we had kind of longer conversations previously with other departments about what this would require. So we'll update you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Once again, Chair recommends acceptance of the amendments and just removing and provide equipment for that, Councilmember Depola. Okay, thank you. All right, moving forward, page 6. Chair recommends acceptance of the amendments on page 6. Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Rehabilitation of streets, facilities maintenance with sidewalk expansion and bridge rehabilitation at various locations, which the bridge rehabilitation is a language change. For sidewalk expansion, we're accepting it and moving it to 1997502, which is right above it, as you can see. Councilmember Dos Santos Tam. Okay, and then any other comments, any questions on this? Okay, moving forward. Page 7. Chair recommends to accept the amendments on page 7. This is for drainage improvements at various locations, language change only, where we include at or near the intersection of Henry Street and Laimi Road. And, this is Councilmember Topola?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then we also have streetlight meter cabinets, transformers, and streetlight improvements. Then we have language change, the description to read, design, construct, inspect, and provide related street light meter cabinet, transformer, and street lighting improvements, including lighting for bus stops on Hotel Street. All right? And no proposed amendments for sanitation. Okay, Council Vice Chair Kia Aina.
This is Department of Environmental Services?
Yes, for environmental services, we have sanitation, yes.
Yes, and where are they? Because I'd like a question about Kailua wastewater treatment plant. It's been in the news for several weeks now, and I want to know what improvements are being made to safeguard public safety for Kailua.
Yes, yes, and I have to note that Council Vice Chair Kia Aina actually brought this up in the last budget committee meeting, in the regular budget committee meeting, if I must say. So I, no more? But, oh, I can't see.
But Director Millis, is it possible, can you at least just come up so I can relay the message?
Or budget director, I don't know.
Sure. Sorry, I'm here
Yes.
to hear you out, for sure.
You know, it was only the front page of the newspaper, was it yesterday? And I'm continuing to get media inquiries, and I'm continuing to get community concerns, not just about the exact location, but also in Kailua town. And so let me just say that I'm frustrated about these notifications that are really not clear. And if they have to work with the Department of Health, state's Department of Health with regard to putting up the warning signs, I think the public, because it's not just the people of Kailua, the residents of Kailua, but visitors, we need to have a level of confidence that the city knows what they're doing. It's not just about notifications, right? What exactly is going on at that wastewater treatment plant? And there's no money in here? Why, does that mean that they have money to make the improvements necessary? Necessary that the federal government, EPA, has directed them to? That's all. I'm just a little frustrated. They should be here. The fact that there's no proposed amendments, that means they must have plenty of money to be able to do it. And if they do, if they do.
Yeah, okay, so currently there's funding in the, it's just no one took out anything from sanitation or added money. So these are just amendments. What's in the original CD1 remains.
Yeah, wait.
Okay.
Thank you, Chair. Director, is there money in the budget to make the improvements as required by the federal government? That's all I want to know. Is there sufficient money?
I think we should defer to Director Babcock or Deputy Director O'Keefe. I do know they were working to address the issue at in Kailua, and my understanding, and this is like a week and a half ago, Dr. Babcock told me at one of the town halls, maybe a week and a half ago, that everything's under control. With regard to CIP, the CIP that sewer does is scheduled way ahead of time.
Yes,
but
I understand
when
that.
these spills or these other types of issues happen, they tend to jump on it right away. So I will relay the message to him.
Okay, the only problem I have is that comparatively to other wastewater treatment plants, it's been numerous notifications, so there is clearly a problem.
Okay.
And in the news article, he said that it's going to take a while, but I just believe not just, again, the residents of Kailua, but the general public and our visitor industry deserves a response on the on specificity of what is being done to remedy the situation, because I think it's a problem at the plant. That's all.
Yeah, so I think the effluent going out is okay, but then whatever went out earlier has to kind of like dissolve, right? Yeah, so I think it's better if he speaks.
Well, it's not as simple as that. I think there's a systemic problem at the plant, and all I would like is a level of confidence that they are on it. And I would like more explanation to myself and the general public. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I will relay the message to him.
Thank you, Council Vice Chair Kia Aina. I do want to note on the CD1, on pages 70, CD1 for Bill 12, you'll see 17, 18, and 19. We have like 3 different Kailua sewers, Kailua wastewater pump station, as well as Kailua wastewater treatment plant. Some at 4 million, some at 2 million, and more. So I just want to state that that is located in the current budget bill. It's just there have been no further amendments to this CD2. Okay, moving forward. Any other questions regarding page 7? Okay, moving forward. So that's accepted. Page 8. We have our, Chair would like to recommend the acceptance of the amendments on page 8, which includes Emergency Solutions Grants Program, Home Investment Partnerships Program, Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS Program, and that's what's on page 8. Thank you. Director Krucky, do you have anything to say on these programs? And thank you to your team for assisting.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate that. You know, the changes in these amounts for this really kind of match what we got back from the federal government. So these are the correct amounts that we'll be going forward with. It kind of limits what we can do, but those are the amounts we have. So this is correct.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your team for assisting. Okay, thank you. Moving forward, members, any comments on this acceptance of page 8? Okay, moving forward, page 9, we have under land management, we have affordable housing and kaka'ako land acquisition. Please note there's, we have affordable housing, which returns the 10 million. Any questions? Council Vice Chair Kia-Aina.
Chair, thank you so much for restoring DLM's, we're on page 9, correct?
Yes, correct.
To restoring DLM's original 100 million request. I know I submitted a recommendation to restore 65 million. So I welcome this, which of course adds to the original amount in the CD1 of 25 million for affordable housing for our homeless population and 10 million for homeless facilities. So all the way around, positive outcome.
Yes, yours is in CD1 and has no further amendments, so has been accepted. I'm sorry, I bit myself on the tongue there. I meant 100 million, not 10 million. Thank you. So also the kaka'ako land acquisition. So this one was the one we talked about earlier that was accepted and moved to general government. That's just a first, sorry. That's the one that was on the first page. Okay, any comments, Director Kawano? Any comments on this? On the 100 million?
No, I just want to thank council members, budget chair for restoring the $100 million. We're going to put it to good use.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, accepting that, members, any comments, questions? Okay, moving forward, page 10. Chair would like to recommend the amendments on page 10. So this is the Alawai Neighborhood Park Kanu Halau, which I guess is different from the other Alawai parks. I did not know that. I learned that through the budget process, you guys. Okay, comfort stations at various parks, as well as the Community Development Block Grant Program park improvements, as well as Haleiwa Ali'i Beach Park, which the description, if I would like to, for Haleiwa Ali'i Beach Park, we're changing the description to read, plan, design, inspect, construct, and provide equipment for improvements to barriers around the perimeter of Haleiwa Ali'i Beach Park and other park improvements. Any comments from the council member of the district? Okay, none? Okay, members, any comments on page 10? Any comments or recommendations for the change, for the amendments, I mean? Okay, moving forward, page 11. We have here, Chair would like to recommend the acceptance of the amendments on page 11, which is for Haleiwa Beach Park. For that, we are accepting language change, which just says, and other parks improvements. For Haleiwa Beach Park, Mauka Kanu Halau, and then Haula Community Park, Honolulu Neighborhood Park. We have added the proviso for plan, design, construct, inspect, and provide. So for, related equipment for park improvements and playground equipment at Honolulu Neighborhood Park in Waipahu. And then Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden. Any comments?
Chair, real quick.
Okay.
Just wanted to thank you for putting this in. I know the people in Waipahu will be very, very happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, moving forward, page 12. Members, page 12, we have Kaava Beach Park. We have amended the description to read, plan, design, construct, inspect, and provide equipment for park improvements to include picnic tables and replacement of barriers as needed and other park improvements, provided that picnic tables are replaced and or installed before the repair or replacement of barriers. Oh, get one timeline over here. Okay, and the council member of the district, okay? Yeah, okay, got it. And then also for Kahala Community Park improvements for baseball field, Kahuku swimming pool and recreation center. Okay, does the city administration have anything for the Kahuku swimming pool and recreation center? I know that this was supported by the administration. Okay, Director Millis? No, Kahuku?
If I may, Chair.
Okay, Committee Vice Chair Wire.
I might just ask a question of DPR. I know that there is potential site assessments, and so I think that's where the city administration had left off. But it could also be Director Millis as well, but just wanted to see if Parks had any updates or any information.
No, we don't have any updates or information, but as you mentioned, because that park is so steeply sloped, the original drawing on the location for the improvements is probably unlikely to be able to hold those at this time, given the NPDES stormwater discharge requirements. So I think there would have to be some type of planning and design work done to identify where things could be located physically.
Appreciate that. And just noting for the record that the description in the project is fairly broad, so it's not going into Kahuku District Park specifically, but just noting that 1.5 million will be in the capital improvement project budget for 50-meter swimming pool and a recreation center. If it does end up at the district park, I think we're all good. If there's another location that the city intends to acquire, we would do a resolution, I think, to put a PIM symbol there. But I know that, there's been conversation about making sure that we access the funding that's available through the community benefits package. And so this is just to give the city an opportunity to secure that. So the city's putting, I think, through this, it's, good faith, best effort forward. And to the extent that the additional 1.5 in the community benefits package, plus the additional few million that's available, additional 2.5 is available, hopefully we can identify a location, was I think the council's hope. Yeah.
My understanding on CIP is, we have to have title to the property or a long-term lease to property in order to go and invest funding in it. I'm not aware, but I'm not involved in every conversation of people looking at other locations. So right now, at this point, we would probably look at the district park.
Appreciate that, and I think the community welcomes that, and I think the community was particularly grateful for Mayor's commitments made at the town hall in Laie, and just understanding that we have this gap between Kaneohe and Wailua, and appreciate your acknowledgement of the equity issues, right, that exist, and ensuring that just Kahuku, for example, one of the schools that excels most in athletics, even water sports, without access to a public pool. I'm hopeful that, through the continued conversation, we'll be able to see movement. So appreciate all the work that you're doing, Director. Mahalo.
Thank you. Members, any questions for page 12?
Chair.
Council Vice Chair Kia Aina.
Chair, just wanted to thank you for modifying the funding source for the Kailua boat ramp for the portion of TAT funds to general funds instead of bonds, as well as the previous project for Ho'omaluhia. And so this is going to make a dent, because Kailua Boat Ramp is a longer-term project. We need the flexibility, and of course, Ho'omaluhia is ready to go. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you very much. Members, any other questions? Councilmember DePola.
Thank you. Just for clarification for the public as well as for DPR that's here, the Kalanaanoli Beach Park addition was specifically for Zubland because there's many areas considered Kalanaanoli Beach Park, but the neighborhood board had requested it the last couple years that there be a parking lot built on that Mauka side of where you enter for Zubland, right where you guys did the forestry, the blessing with the mayor for when we planted the trees. So that's what they're asking. I do see it being utilized every single weekend. Right now it's a dirt parking lot, but there are other places with dirt parking lots. So we shall work together for prioritization because definitely a couple of parks in the district need the parking lot. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Any other comments on page 12? Okay, once again, we are accepting those amendments. Okay, next up, and before I move forward, I want to thank the Parks the department for working with us, and especially the city administration, especially with all the different CIP and catching a lot of these things and working with us on amendments. It does help a lot. Okay, moving forward. Page 13, Chair recommends to accept amendments on page 13. The main change here is the Cocoa Head stairs here, which you can see has been moved to the executive operating. Any comments on page 13? Okay, thank you. Moving forward, page 14. Chair recommends they accept the amendments on page 14. So this was an interesting one. Okay, Kahaluu Regional Park. So there's currently a current project, number 1971406. The respective additional project of mitigative improvements at Kahaluu Regional Park was then moved to that current Kahaluu Regional Park and changed to amend the project title with the current project number and changes the description to read Kahaluu Regional Park 1971406 plan, design and conduct a soil study to assess and determine how to rectify, remediate, or otherwise improve the soil at Kahaluu Regional Park and provide other park improvements. I have to say, I never dive so deep into talking about remediation of soil until we got to this point in the budget of deliberations. Never asked so many questions to OCS ever about soil, so thank you for that. Okay, I guess who's the council member of the district? Oh, Committee Vice Chair Wire.
No, I would just say mahalo, Chair, for your work and OCS's work, and hopefully we can make assessments of the park to see what types of improvements can be made given the underlying land and the condition of it. So mahalo.
Thank you. And well, I have to say, even though that I changed your project description, as the members can see, the details of divoting in the field through normal park usage and different types of considerations the committee vice chair has taken. Okay. For the other parks, we have the Mitsuo Shito Waikele Neighborhood Park. We accept the language change only, which includes and other park improvements. And then we have Newtown Neighborhood Park improvements. I know that the public safety chair is not here right now, but this is in her district. We changed the description to read plan, design, and construct improvements in Newtown Neighborhood Park, including a new fence line, repair of current fence line, gates on the comfort station, replace worn-out signs, and replace north and south gate due to hacksaw damage. So we just have some amendments there. Okay, and the next parks at play courts at various parks, language change only, which includes but not limited to pickleball courts in Council District 6. Okay, we have comments on page 14. We have Council Vice Chair Kia Aina.
Director Thielen, I'm pretty sure that your staff has been requested, but the residents of Kaneohe feel that they deserve more pickleball courts. And I'm just wondering, what are your plans to better utilize maybe existing courts, or you have plans for a new court for pickleball in Kaneohe?
No, nobody's raised pickleball to me at all. I haven't. Yes, residents everywhere have been asking for pickleball. So we have identified, working with our staff out in the various parks around the island, tennis courts that are far less utilized than others. So in each region, we will be converting, in some cases it's tennis, in some cases it's volleyball, courts over to pickleball use. We have a master agreement where we can repaint and reline the surfaces of courts, so we're able to do that. Then this item here for the new pickleball, we did have a public meeting with all outdoor court players. It was primarily tennis and pickleball. And while there was very little they could agree on, the one thing they all vehemently agreed on is that we need more courts. So this CIP here, we're working with DDC and with purchasing to see if we can put out a new type of contract for a kind of the way we redo parking lots now, where we could do new pickleball or outdoor court construction, because all the courts are the same subsurface, it's just the lines that vary. Our plan is we will be going into Kehi Lagoon, where we're currently converting 4 existing tennis courts that were back where the contractor for Hart had taken offline for the last 2 years, converting that into 8 to 10 tournament-level pickleball courts. We're going to be putting in temporary courts in the reconstructed parking lot, and then we would pilot this CIP to expand that into become a tournament pickleball facility. Central Oahu Regional Park will remain just tournament tennis. So we would have tournament pickleball, tournament tennis, and then once we've got that contract running, we would then be able to turn to take a look at other parks and see where additional outdoor courts are needed, the type of courts, and then start to put in additional new courts.
Going back to Kaneohe, so I know that in your recent announcement a couple of weeks ago, there was going to be a conversion in Kailua. Did DPR make an assessment that there were no available courts for conversion to more pickleball courts in Kaneohe?
Right now, we're re-examining the draft outdoor court rules, which would also allow for instruction. So we're getting a lot of input from tennis players on where they would like to see instruction. And because we're kind of adjusting that, we're going to be revisiting whether there may be other courts that we would want to convert in that region. But right now, there are not additional courts that we would want to convert. I do want to point out that you can use any court for pickleball, volleyball, or tennis, and a lot of people have the mobile pickleball units where they put onto the courts and they're able to play at the existing courts. When we talk about conversion, we're talking about creating permanent pickleball with nets installed so you don't have to bring your temporary nets. So people can still play on existing multi-use courts.
Okay, and that's for conversion, and there's no plans for new pickleball courts. I'm sorry, I just have to fight for the pickleball players in Kaneohe. There are no plans for new pickleball courts for Kaneohe?
This budget item right here at the bottom of page 14, plan, design, construct new outdoor play courts, would allow us to be constructing new outdoor courts of pickleball, tennis, basketball, volleyball, or mixed use of the 4.
Okay, but you determined the location, could possibly be Kaneohe, yeah?
It could be. So what we do know is that we want it, because we've been getting the primary demand from pickleball players is a tournament facility.
Okay.
So we'll do conversion first of existing courts for some standalone courts. People can continue to play on the multi-use courts with their temporary nets, and then we would start this contract with building out the tournament level pickleball facility, and then to come back to you folks, because once we have the contract, we would be able to do that annually, be building more courts around the island.
Okay,
and so
thank
that will
you.
Be the.
Thank you for your patience. Bye.
Okay. All right. Any questions for page 14? Okay, page 14. Thank you. I have to say, I got like 5 text messages about pickleball this weekend from constituents. I don't know why.
Yeah. So I read in CNN.
Wait. Let me call you. Councilmember Toba.
Sorry. So I read in CNN Business, right? They're using malls that's abandoned. So not abandoned malls, but like Sears, the old Bed and Body, and they're using this to develop indoor tournament pickleball courts. So maybe you might want to talk to Kamehameha Schools, who have Win-Win Mall. I think Macy's closed, right?
No, I think Target will be moving into.
Right there, right in center stage, they can play pickleball.
Okay, members, we almost powered CIP. Hold on, little bit. Okay.
Sorry, bye.
Okay, members, let's get back to order, please. Okay. Councilmember Kiaina, would you like to add additional language changes to play courts at various parks? It can be Council District 6 and 3.
Yes, I recommend that it be, are you joking?
No, I'm not joking.
I would recommend
not a
that
joker.
on page 14 that we say including pickleball courts in Council District 6 and Council District 3.
Okay, members, I would like to, members, Chair would, let me reiterate. Chair would like to recommend the acceptance of the amendments, but further amends the project is 2024071 to include District 6 and 3. Because, yeah. No. Okay, just gonna guess. 2 and 2.
No.
What?
I was gonna say something.
You're gonna, okay, hold on.
I was waiting for your call.
Committee Vice Chair Beyer.
No, I just want to clarify. So play courts is general. That's
Yes.
my understanding. So we can use this for more than just pickleball.
Absolutely, and this play courts at various parks is for all the districts. I think is just, specifying pickleball courts in certain council districts.
Okay.
Yeah, but this doesn't limit them to have play courts in all the other council districts. Yeah.
Okay.
So this has helped for my district. The how do I say this? The flexibility of the language has helped, I guess, in my district. Is that correct, Director Millis or Director Thielen? The flexibility for the proviso language has
The
helped.
flexibility, we will build as many courts as we can for this amount of money. But, and then what we would like to do is if we can get this master contract going, extend it another year, come back to you next year and build more courts and build more courts. We do have, I should say for Councilwoman Kia Aina, we have been opening up gymnasiums for indoor pickleball, and so Kaneohe District Park has pickleball indoors at the gymnasium at a certain time, and a number of other parks have as well.
Thank you. And Councilman Committee Vice Chair Beyer.
Thank you, Chair. And just since we have Director there, so when we say play courts, am I right to assume that could be pickleball, tennis, basketball, other types of courts?
The 4 primary courts we have, pickleball, tennis, basketball, volleyball. What we also have talked about is being able to use this because, again, it's asphalt concrete. Walking paths, we might be able to expand it to include that. But what's the real game changer, if we can get this contract going, which is going to take some time to figure out how to word it and then get it out through a bid, is its new courts. Up until now, we've just had those types of contracts for repairing existing. So this would be branching out into a different type of way of constructing new facilities, which is really needed in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that clarification. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, members, we are accepting that for accepting the amendments and the further amendments on page 14. Moving forward, with page 15, we have Swansea Beach Park. We are amending the description to read plan, design, inspect, construct, and provide equipment for various park improvements at Swansea Beach Park. Then we have let's see here. Yeah, any questions on page 15? First for parks, and then I'll move forward with DTS as a, yes, there may be further questions for DTS. Any other questions for parks? Okay, we'll move towards page 15 regarding bus stop ADA access and site improvements. I'd like to note that we have Director Morton with us. I know we had some questions for DTS before, but I do have some questions relating to how we can get these projects to a viable project so we can have it done. So this project relating to bus stop ADA access and site improvement is language change only. We accepted and moved this project for what's it called? Improvements at various locations, including on Hotel Street. Improvements include but are not limited to bus stop lighting. We moved that to street light meter cabinets, transformers, and street lighting improvements. Should we keep it in your bus stop ADA accessibility and site improvements? Oh, sorry, Director, can you address yourself? And
Roger Morton, Director of Transportation Services. We would very much prefer to keep it when the existing project number, really because most of this is funded by federal grant. And the description of street light meter cabinets, transformers, and street lighting improvements don't sound like transit improvements. We can do the Hotel Street lighting improvements within the existing project number. So we would just, to avoid understanding of making sure we don't get into funding general government with FTA funding, we prefer to keep it where it was, but we can certainly accomplish what the council wants to accomplish.
Okay, understood. With that, with the members. Okay, with the members' indulgence, Chair would like to not accept my recommendation, which is to accept and move the project to 2007043, but accept the original recommendation and keep plan, design, and construct for bus stop improvements at various locations, including on Hotel Street. Improvements include but are not limited to bus stop lighting, and keep it under bus stop ADA access and site improvements. Is that all right? Comments and questions? Okay, and thank you for that clarification. Okay. All right. And thank you for that acceptance. Okay, moving forward, page 16. Okay, members, Chair would like to recommend the acceptance of the amendments on page 16. We have proposed amendment section 14, which I will read. Section 14, in the event any of the following projects is a type listed in ROH subsection 4-8.3 and is a major public infrastructure project as described in ROH 4-8.4, no land acquisition or construction funds shall be expended or encumbered unless a public infrastructure map or PIM amendment is adopted prior to July 1, 2023. Inclusion of a project on this list does not imply that for the purposes of public infrastructure map conformance, the project is of the type listed in ROH 4-8.3 or is a major public infrastructure project as described in ROH 4-8.4. The administration shall provide the council with a detailed description of the specific expenditures made for these projects in the CIP and the Capital Improvement Projects or CIP quarterly status report. Okay? And with that, you can see that we have included under such projects the Kaka'ako land acquisition. Also, we have underlined the affordable housing for homeless, affordable housing for homeless service facilities, the Kahuku Swimming Pool and Recreation Center, and Kalaniana Ole Beach Park. Any comments for PIM? PIM. Okay, nope. Okay, thank you. All right, any comments from DDC? No? Okay, all right. Okay, with that, we accept the amendments on page 16. Also, I would like to go back we have already accepted the 2 amendments and the proposed, regarding the 70,000 for Ocean Safety Stations project, which again, including an additional archaeological field monitoring required by the State of Hawaii State Historic Preservation Division, as well as the $200,000 for the planning work phase and $200,000 for the design work phase in general improvement bond fund monies for the Alawai Community Park Clubhouse project, and that has been accepted. Okay, any other questions? Any comments for CD2 CIP before we move on to testimony? Okay, we'll have discussion again. Okay, all right. With that, we'll move forward to, we will now proceed with remote testifiers. With us, we have Ms. Natalie Iwasa, followed by Chun James. Hi, Ms. Iwasa.
Hi, good afternoon, Chair and Council members. Natalie Iwasa for the record. Just several comments. There's a project in there on page 18 for improvements at the Honolulu wastewater treatment plant, and somebody brought this to my attention that on phase 2, the city is looking at putting a driveway right on a curved road. And I ask you to look at that because that's not a good place to put a driveway, especially in an area that's heavily used. The other thing with respect to that is that I ask you to look at the federal laws, make sure that the EIS is being followed, that whether they need to update it and that kind of thing. With respect to page 2 on the amendments, speed trailers, Hawaii Kai has traditionally mentioned that there is a lack of speed trailers in our area, and we've been told there are only 2, so I support that. But my concern is that it's in the CIP budget, and I'm not sure whether it needs to be in the operating budget. So please take a close look at that. And then with respect to page 32, that $303,000 for the expansion of the parking lot at Sandy Beach, I do not support this, and I know that there are a number of people in the community who also do not support it. So please remove that project. Thank you so much, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. And Ms. Iwasa, I have a clarifying question. You said the curved road and the driveway, you said that's Kalanianaole Beach Park. Is that what you said? No.
No, it's related to the Honolulu wastewater treatment plant. So it's in down by Verona Villages.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know what I heard. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to be able to make that request later on. Okay, thank you. Okay, next.
Welcome.
Thank you. Next up, we have Chun James. Hi, Ms. James. Chun? Sorry. I'm sorry, you're not ready. I'm sorry, that's not for this. I'm sorry. It was for the wrong bill. I apologize.
Wait, this is the budget, capital budget, right?
Yes, do you want to testify for this?
Yeah, I do have some comments. I mean, I don't want to call any, specific, but again, I want to say that there are a lot of times where, capital projects really need to be vetted more carefully. For example, the city have been known to buy lots and then later find out that, it's in a flood zone, it cannot be used. Capital budgets, whatever it is, it really needs a lot of vetting. And I will say that also, we spend tons of money on road maintenance, but the potholes just appear just as fast. So why are we not asking for performance warranties for such things? It seems like if contractors are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, there ought to be some kind of expectation of work and so on and so forth. So, okay, bye. Thank you.
You're so funny. Okay, thank you. Okay. Oh, Chun James. Okay. You have a question from your council member, committee vice chair Wire.
No, just a quick question. Thank you, Ms. James, for your testimony. Good. How are you?
Good.
This came up earlier with Ms. Iwasa, but I know you weren't on yet, I don't think, but just wanted to make sure you knew about the Permitted Interaction Group public meeting tomorrow. So 10 a.m. we'll be discussing the real property tax conversation. So hope you can join then.
Yeah, well, it's become a full-time job to be a public activist. I might need a pay raise too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Next, we don't have any other registered remote testifiers. Is there anyone else who wishes to testify? Okay, next. Oh, wait, hold on. Next up, we'll move on to in-person testifiers. For in-person testifiers, we have Alan Cavito, and followed by Rep. David Alcos. Okay, is Alan Cavito for Bill 12. Hello. Oh, sorry, may I have you please press the button? Thank you.
Hello. Shucks, I was hoping Rep. Alcos was going to go first.
Oh.
You let go? Okay.
Oh, okay, wait. I have to call on you first. Okay, Rep. David Alcos.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Council. I'm up here talking about the Ewa Beach community. As District 41 is my district out there. The finance that we trying to put together for Honolulu Beach Park. I remember Kimberly Pine was on the City Council probably 2017. I mean, she's been on for a while already. But there was about $5 million allocated for Honolulu Beach Park. And we used up one, and then we lost the $4 million out there due to time. But we're trying to put back in the development back at Honolulu Beach Park. And our community has grown. I'm born and raised out in Ewa. Our district was a small district. It grew over 1,000%. Over 1,000% in our Honolulu Beach Park. Over 30 years, our beach park hardly had anything done. We did do $1 million of the road back in Honolulu Beach Park, which majority of the people use that beach park. We have about 80,000 community people that use that beach park, closest within 5 to 7, 8 miles. And we want to continue building that beach park out. And for our community, again, we pay a lot of tax money that go out to there. We don't want to be left out. We don't want to be left behind. Andrea and Augie have been working really great. I work with Kehawa as well with Parks and Recs. We just hate to see the money lose and walk away. We're really trying to get what you guys get in different communities. We know that we're way out there on the side, that, you know, out of sight, out of mind. But these are really taxpayers that go out there. So we're just really advocating for the money and development back in the community. Thank you.
And I just want to mention that for Honolulu Beach Park, there has been no changes to the amendments because we have kept the additions of the $2.7 million in the first round of amendments. So it's still in. It's still in.
Awesome.
Budget.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for keeping in the money, and thank you guys for.
And thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Mr. Cavito. And I'm sorry if I said your name incorrectly. Please correct me.
Not a problem, Chair. Thank you. That's refreshing news that I just heard seconds ago. But I just wanted to start with thanking Council Member Tupola. She's a great, great asset out in that area. And also you, also Council Member Toba. Thank you guys. But also everybody, all the members in this room, your job cannot be easy. You guys are, are always criticized. But I was raised in Ewa Beach, moved there in 1970. And I remember, the Honolulu Beach Park, better known as Haubush. So I have kupunas that been asking for, they've been asking for improvements in that specific property. And I really haven't asked any improvements because I graduated from Campbell in the 80s. I'm dating myself now. I was gone for 25 years in the military, and then I'm back now. And there really hasn't been any improvements. My sons played football there. Now I have a granddaughter that's a senior, and it looks the same. So I guess what is hopefully being allocated is for a restroom. And I'm here mainly to have you council members kind of get the picture of what's out there. So where you sit right now, from that distance to the wall, between you is where cars are parked, okay? And beyond that wall, there's a pile of rocks. It goes into picnic benches, into a field. And when you walk over there, there's not only picnic benches, there's toilet paper. People use a bathroom there because there's no bathroom in that one area, which is the most used area in that whole park. There is another bathroom about a quarter-mile away. So you're talking about my dad, 75 years old, who taught me how to fish, dive, lynette, surf on that beach. He can no longer enjoy what he taught me or even see or smell the ocean because there's no bathroom. He has to drive all the way home to use a bathroom. So that's just, if you can find it in your heart to at least consider and let this follow through and let this bathroom follow through. Not only me, my grandkids will be appreciative of this, their kids. For me, just an average Joe out there, right on the other side of the rocks without a toilet paper is a potential, could be a hepatitis outbreak coming from Howbush. So when it rains towards the parking lot and it stays there. So all the dust that's being, generated there could be pretty dangerous to the community. So again, thank you for all you guys do, and I appreciate you guys' time.
Thank you, Mr. Cavito. I would like to share with you also that in that amendment includes the bathrooms, showers, parking lot, and various park improvements. So both the council members, as well as your activeness being here and your work with Deputy Director Kehalpu'u, I think this is a perfect time to start working with them as this budget moves forward towards adoption.
I appreciate it. So after we leave here, we're going to give the original surf club president that's still alive. He's got, I don't know how much more he's got. He's 75, 76 years old, same as my dad. So I can let him know that, hopefully we got some positive feedback here. Thank you.
Definitely. And you can find the original budget bills if you just go to honolulucitycouncil.org. And then you can look at where it's the CD1, yeah? The CD1,
okay.
not the original bill.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Okay, next up, is there anyone else who wishes to testify in person? Okay, seeing none. Okay, all right, members, we are in discussion for CD2. Okay, Councilmember Tupola.
Thank you, Chair. I know our gentleman just left here, but just wanted to thank again DPR. We had a late night meeting with Parks Committee Chair for Neighborhood Board, the rep, as well as the senator. So, we've been working hard on trying to figure out exactly what's needed. I did mention to them that, putting in a ton of money that can't get expended would be a disservice to the community. So I know they wanted the 4 or 6 million. I said, if we put in this 2.7 and we actually get something done in this year, people will be much happier with what we put forward. So I do thank the parks for being willing to do it. They seemed open to the amendment as well as to the capital improvement in that area. So looking forward to working with Councilmember Tobo to make sure that money gets expended down. So aside from that, just thank you for all the other portions that affect my district. Mahalo.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Members, any other comments? We're still in discussion. We also have members from the administration here for Bill 12, 2023, 2023 CD1 and proposed CD2. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, with that, the chair recommends that Bill 12, 2023, CD1 be amended to a CD2 that incorporates the changes described during the discussion today and makes any technical and non-substantive amendments that may be necessary. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? The bill has been amended to a CD2. The chair recommends that Bill 12, 2023, CD2 be reported out for passage on third reading. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. Moving forward, we have Bill 13. What, how's everybody doing? You guys okay? You guys need a 5-minute break? No need? No need, okay. Bill 13, 2023, authorizing the issuance and sale of general obligation bonds and bond anticipation notes of the city and county of Honolulu in a maximum principal amount equal to the aggregate of the amounts appropriated in the capital budget ordinance of said city and county for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2024, and specified in said ordinance to be financed from the proceeds of the sale of such bonds to be expended from the General Improvement Bond Fund, the Highway Improvement Bond Fund, Solid Waste Improvement Bond Fund, or the Housing Development Special Fund. And members, we are in a discussion. We also have the city administration with us today here as well. Any discussion on Bill 13, 2023? Oops, sorry. Okay, all right. There are no CD1 or CD2s to this either. Okay, offering remote testimony, we have Chun James. Chun James?
Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you wonderfully, yes.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so here's my spiel again. Just bear with me, okay? So year in and year out, we go through this process. I mean, it's almost like status quo, right? So while we have a lot of people trying to make ends meet and trying to survive, there appear to be no physical intent to lighten the loads off the backs of the people's financial affairs. So again, I want to say we really need a culture of cutting pork and having a lean budget. Priorities, right? Priority is the most important. And for real, please again read the entire Porter report for the real in 2012. Or the biggest thing is housing. It has to be billions of dollars by now that's been plunged into it. And the housing crisis will never end unless we first define the parameters. Who are we building the affordable housing for? What type of affordable housing are we talking about? And how affordable is affordable? So it goes on and on, but I really, really feel like we need to emphasize more on the parameters, of what the city can do and what the city cannot do. And that way we can see more results. Mahalo plenty for your time.
Mahalo to you too, Chun. Okay, thank you, Ms. James. Okay, next we have Natalie Iwasa. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, thank you. Just confirming we're on Bill 10. I'm sorry, I had to step out for a moment.
That's no problem. We are on, Bill 13.
Okay, so no, I'm not testifying on Bill.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay. All right, next up, is there any other registered testifiers on Bill 13? Okay. Seeing none, is there anyone in person who wishes to testify? Okay, seeing none. Okay, all right. Any comments from the budget director on Bill 13? Okay, all right. Members, we're still in discussion. Questions? Okay, seeing none. Chair recommends that Bill 13, 2023 be reported out for passage on third reading. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. Okay, now we are on Bill 10. Bill 10, 2023, approving the legislative budget for the fiscal year July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024. Thank you. Hold on. I lost my bearings here. Okay, we have worksheet or council communications 136, Once again, Council Communications 136. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Page 1. Chair recommends the acceptance of the amendments on page 1. This includes so we accepted but didn't accept the full amount for the sister cities. At least 40,000 out of current expenses shall be appropriated for the council to develop relationships with sister cities, proposed by Councilmember Dos Santos Tam, who's not here at the moment. And then we have new proviso as well, if this amendment is approved. Section 5, the amendments to the legislative budget ordinance as attached hereto are hereby incorporated by reference and adopted as an integral part of this ordinance. Renumber Section 5 as Section 6. All right, I only see our city clerk here. And I don't see the introducer for this as well, but I do know that there was discussion about this from the very first departmental budget briefings relating to this, and I know that this was not added in the CD1, but it is now in our CD2. Any discussion on this? Council Committee Vice Chair Wire.
No, just would note, would defer to Chair on the sister city funding amount, because I know we wouldn't be precluded from using 40 grand on that, even if it wasn't provisoed in, but I would defer, I think, on.
Oh, okay, so you support the 80,000, not my reduction of 40?
Or no, I guess what I'm saying is, we don't necessarily have to put it in a proviso and restrict it to still use 40 grand on that function, is that correct?
That, yes, that's true.
Okay, so just noting that, I mean, I would defer to Budget Chair.
Okay, and true, and it says at least 40,000. I mean, it could be more amounts. You're right. You're right. Any other questions for this? Okay, Chair recommends to accept. Any comments? Okay, all right. So Chair recommends to accept the page 1. With that, we are now going into testifiers. We have Ms. Chun James, and then followed by Natalie Iwasa for Bill 10.
We're playing, click the button here.
Oh.
Is it okay for me to go, or is Chun there?
Sorry, Chun was about to go, but yeah, Chun, sorry, on my list here, she registered first. I'm sorry. Can I go? Okay. Can I go with Chun first? Is that okay, Natalie? Okay. Thank you. Okay.
No big deal. You've been fine too, but thank you. Okay. So you guys, I get it where the city is coming about the pay raises, but I think that the procedure and the due process is very questionable, and it doesn't make you guys look good. Let me just quickly read this. I know that Chair Waters have really passionately been lobbying for the increase, and I know where he's coming from.
Hey, Chun, I'm so sorry. Chun, may I preface that no salary increases are included into the legislative budget?
But there was nowhere else for me to say it. I mean, obviously you have to put the budget in somewhere, and I missed the earlier. But again, all I'm going to say is that due process is important, and that you guys ought to at least allow the 2 resolutions to be heard. Just if nothing else, just for an open and transparent, government, and trying to stonewall it and denying the resolution so that time will run out and the salary increase automatically becomes in effect on July 1st is really not the way to go. You don't want history to record this city council as being so intransigent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And next up, we have Natalie Iwasa for Bill 10.
Thank you, Natalie Wassa, for the record. So I understand that the 64% is not in the current budget. There is a 4% increase there in the budget as it is. And I verified this with the person who put the budget together. So I'm testifying on the 64% because, as Chun mentioned, we may not have this opportunity. And I think it's really important for people to listen to you folks vote and express your positions on this, because there has been a lot of stuff out there, a lot of commentaries, letters to the editor, and the big Q question I included in my written testimony shows that almost 99% of the people don't like this. It's not reasonable. So I ask you to talk with the chair about putting that on the full council agenda coming up in June, and have that vote so that we can understand where you folks all stand with respect to that potential increase. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you. Once again, I know that it's on the agenda, but thank you for your comments on the Bill 10. Is there anyone else? Okay, we don't have any registered speakers in person. Is there anyone else in person who wishes to testify? Okay, seeing none. Okay, members, we are in discussion relating to Bill 10, to the two amendments for the proposed CD2. Proposed CD2. Okay, all right. All right, members. With that, chair recommends, oh, where's my script? Hold on. CD1? Oh, sorry, excuse me, hold on. Excuse me, I've been saying it wrong all along. It's just Bill 10, 2023, and we are amending this. This is our CD1, as this is the first round of amendments for the legislative budget. I apologize for that. I stand corrected for the record. Okay, with that, the chair recommends that Bill 10, 2023 be amended to a CD1 that incorporates the changes described during the discussion today and makes any technical and non-substantive amendments that may be necessary. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? The bill has been amended to a CD1. The chair then recommends that Bill 10, 2023 CD1 be reported out for passage on third reading. Any discussion? Any objections? Any reservations? Hearing none, so ordered. Okay. Oh, that's it. Okay, just kidding. With that, there being no further business, this meeting is adjourned at 4:30. I was waiting for 4:30.